Discipline and motivation, two of the biggest characteristics talked about when it comes to achieving success. Andrew Tate helps us further understand the difference between the two, and in this video we break down why self-discipline is the biggest key factor that determines an individual's abilities to achieve their goals and achieve overall success in any relevant aspects of their lives. Sometimes it helps to develop a skill and characteristic if you realize and understand why that specific characteristic is so important and will help you in your journey to begin with in the first place. And what we'll be doing in this video is we'll be going over 3 of the biggest outstanding reasons as to why discipline is an absolute must when it comes to becoming successful in literally anything you want to achieve. So make sure to subscribe and leave a like on the video and watch right till the end so that you can get the best understanding from this information and so that you don't miss out on anything.
Motivated to do things that you don't want to do.
So then, Andrew, how do I do it? Like, how do I do it?
People who train every day don't want to train every day. They are not motivated to train every day. They are something else. Motivation is the wrong word. They are not motivated. They are disciplined.
Andrew, are there ever days where you don't feel like working out or you don't feel like doing work?
Every fucking day, I don't feel like doing things that I still do. It's called discipline. It's called being a man. It's not about feeling like doing it. If you only do things you feel like doing, you know what you end up doing?
What?
You end up sitting around with a belly, drinking soya fucking latte bullshit. That's what you end up doing if you only do what you feel like doing. You have to wake up and say, I don't feel like training, but I must train. I will only drink water. I will watch Tate speech. You need to do what you're supposed to do, not what you feel like fucking doing. That's the difference between a man and a fucking child. You do not become a man doing what you feel like doing. You become a man doing what you're supposed to fucking do. The men on the Titanic didn't feel like dying that day. It's your duty. It is your duty to not be a fat piece of shit.
Okay.
But you fucking it up because of a lack of motivation.
Nah, bro, what the
Let's get straight into it. Discipline is needed for success, not motivation. As Andrew has explained, a lot of people talk about how important being motivated is and how motivated individuals are the ones to achieve success in their desired field. However, most people who struggle and strive to achieve real success know that motivation isn't a magical everlasting feeling that you have every day, and if you're doing something that you enjoy, yes, you will be motivated to some extent. But when working hard on most days, chances are your motivation will fluctuate and it won't be consistent. And this is why discipline is much more important and valuable than motivation. Your own self-discipline is something that you are in control of and something you can build up, whereas motivation depends on one's mood and circumstances. Motivation is only working on your business on days where you feel like it, when you've got the energy and are in a good mood, whereas self-discipline on the other hand is turning up every day and putting in the time and effort regardless of how you feel. And if you apply this formula, you will have consistent and better results over a longer period of time. So from this, you need to understand that you need to get motivation out of your head and stop relying on it, and you need to start relying on your own self-discipline. Start doing the things you need to do even when you don't want to or feel like doing it, and one day in the future you will look back and be proud of just how far you've come. Excuses don't matter. Be self-accountable and self-disciplined. When it comes to achieving your desired outcomes in life, the harsh truth of reality is that all the excuses or reasons as to why someone can't achieve their goals don't matter.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of important lessons from my dad in the days I lived with him, but one of the things he was very, very good at, he had a few fundamental themes throughout our when we lived together throughout my childhood, and one of them was about excuses. So if I lost a chess game, for example, there was a chess tournament. It was 7 hours drive. We drove 7 hours. We stayed up all night. I stayed up with him. I played chess in the morning. I lost. I only had 2 hours sleep. And when I lost, I said, "Oh, because I was tired." And my dad made a very big point of saying, "Look, it doesn't matter if you were tired. Your excuse has fucking nothing to do with the win or the loss next to your name. You've lost now. No one's going to say he lost, but he was tired. They're going to say you lost." And this is the truth about excuses in general. Any excuse you can fabricate. Nobody cares. The universe doesn't care. Did you win or did you lose? Life is binary. Did you survive or not? If you come at me and say, "Oh, I'm fat because X, Y, Z," the girl in the club isn't going to be like, "Oh, well, he's out of shape, but it's okay because X, Y, Z." You're just fat. It's binary. Life's binary. So you have to make a conscious decision. Excuses don't exist. They don't have any weight. They don't matter to anyone else. So why should they matter to you? And as soon as you realize that all that matters is the result, and you have to be binary about your decisions, then you're going to start throwing all that crap away. And I understood that from a very, very young age. So even when I was a teenager in England and I decided I wanted to be successful, I didn't sit and go, I want to be successful, but I'm in a single room in a homeless hostel, single mother. I just knew I wanted to be successful. People are either going to view me successful or not. They're not going to care about anything else. If they're not going to care, I didn't care. It didn't enter my mind at any point. I didn't let it cloud my vision, if that makes sense. It never entered my mind. This is my situation. This is my scenario. So I have to do what I can do.
So even though it sounds really harsh and everyone does have their own circumstances, the reality is that life only cares about whether you've put in the work or not. If you've had difficult circumstances, for example, you've been very busy, you've not been feeling well, you had too many social gatherings you had to attend, and these are the reasons as to why you haven't got the work done, the bottom line is you haven't got the work done, and the results you get will reflect this. If you've had difficult circumstances, for example, you've been working a full-time 9 to 5, you've had a close person in the family pass away, you've been going through problems in your relationships, but you've still somehow managed to put in the time to working on your goals, then again, the bottom line is you've managed to put in the time and the results will show this. Most of the time, the reasons we have for not working on our goals aren't valid reasons, and deep down we know that even in some circumstances, even though it might be inconvenient, if we really wanted to, we could still put the time and effort in. And that's the difference between falling for your emotions and actually being self-disciplined enough to achieve your goals and be successful. Think of it like this. Imagine if there were two people, person A and person B, and they both had the same height and similar weight and both had the same goal of losing 20 pounds in 6 months. Person A and person B both had the same circumstances. Now person A was studying at university 4 days a week and had exams to revise for, and this made him tired, stressed out, and he only felt like he had the energy to go 1 to 2 days a week to the gym and only stick to his diet a few days throughout each week. And so that's exactly what he did. By the end of the 6 months, he had realized he only lost 12 pounds, and although it's small progress, he hasn't achieved his goal. Whereas person B, on the other hand, in the same situation as person A, was studying for exams and going to university 4 times a week. Although this made it a little more difficult, person B decided to make a timetable for himself so that he could go to the gym 5 days a week while still revising and going to uni, and also so that he could prepare healthy meals. And although it was difficult, he decided to stick to his timetable and maybe even missed a day of gym occasionally here and there, and messed up on his diet even occasionally here and there. But by the end of the 6 months, he's realized he's lost the 20 pounds he was hoping for and had reached his goal. By the end of it, person A realizes his regret and knows he could have worked harder, whereas person B, although it was difficult and a struggle, is happy that he's achieved his goal and made the sacrifice and is now fueled to move on to the next one. This example reflects many of our day-to-day situations and circumstances where sometimes it can get difficult, but if we wanted it bad enough, we can stick to the work we should really be doing to achieve our goals. And so realizing that excuses don't matter, holding yourself accountable and having self-discipline to work on your goals anyway, regardless of your circumstances, is what will ensure that you achieve them goals towards the end of it all.
If you don't have discipline, you don't have anything, right? People often say to me, oh, but Tate, you're lucky, you're a kickboxer and you were talented. Yeah, I was talented, but I didn't find out I was talented until I was disciplined. If I wasn't disciplined enough to train, I would have never seen my talent, because the guy with less talent than me, who trained harder than me, would have been kicking my ass.
Without discipline, you can't discover who you are. This one is an extremely important concept to understand. Whether it's a hobby or a job, you won't know if you're really good at something unless you try it out first. You can't realize how talented you may be at something without trying. Many people are scared of failure at the start, but the failures are what's needed to become better at your chosen craft. With repeated efforts and attempts comes improvement and success. There's a saying, a master has failed more times than a beginner has tried. What this means is that you might look at someone in a certain field or sport such as basketball, a player with great accuracy and is good at shooting his shots and getting 3-pointers such as Steph Curry, and it might look very easy to him with him getting hundreds and hundreds of shots in the basket, but what many fail to realize is that he's probably had more attempts and failed attempts at that. Thousands of shots that have failed in comparison to many other players, and without him having taken this many chances, he wouldn't have improved, refined his craft and realized just how talented he is at what he's doing. And the same concept can be applied to whatever we're doing too. Unless we try hard enough, we will never know just exactly how good we really are at something. and this won't happen without the discipline. And so without discipline, you can never find out who you really are and can never reach that superhuman-like level that you get a glimpse of every now and then when you witness yourself trying really hard at something and succeeding. The key takeaway here is to remember to develop your self-discipline so that you can actually try and give different things a good shot, so to see what you are and aren't good at and discover yourself better. And that's it for this video, guys. What did you guys think of it? Comment down below and make sure to leave a like and subscribe too. If there's any specific videos that you guys want to see, please make sure to leave a recommendation down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Until next time, peace.